So, so let us start our practical part, that is IP table, because as I said to you that we will be using IP table to configure our firewall. Now, to configure our firewall, as I said, you will be using IP tables. Now, what is IP table? So IP table is a command line firewall, and it is installed by default on all official Ubuntu distributions. So using IP tables, you can level a set of rules. So that will be gone after by the Linux kernel to verify all incoming and outgoing network traffic. So today we will look at some basic concept of IP table using various IP table option to generate a filter table, and which will filter the incoming and outgoing traffic. So before that, what we're going to do is we're going to list out, we're going to see the basic options of IP table. Now, hyphen L, if you're using hyphen L, that means it will list the current filter rules. Hyphen A is to add a new rule to a rule chain. So hyphen P will describe, it will describe the connection protocol used. And hyphen D port stands for the destination port required for this field, for this rule. So let us start. Okay, so now before starting, I want you to understand these three important IP table chain types. So the first is input chain. So input chain rule is used to manage the activities of incoming traffic towards the server. Whereas in output chain rule is used to manage the activities of outgoing traffic from your server. Okay, so input chain incoming and output chain is for outgoing traffic. And forward chain is a chain rule is used for adding up rules related to forwarding of an IP packet. So if there is any kind of forwarding of IP packet, then we will be using forward chain. So these are the three important IP table chain types. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start up with our we're gonna start up with our IP tables. Now, let's start our terminal, and so to list out first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna list out the IP. We're gonna list out all the rules which has been mentioned. So for listing out, we have to write IP tables, okay, and then hyphen L and hyphen V. So hyphen L is for listing and hyphen V is for verbose. So if I hit enter, now there are no rules which has been set. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add rules one by one. So the first rule which we're gonna add is allowing incoming traffic. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna allow some of the traffic to enter our server. Okay, and we will mention a port number. Okay, so now in order to allow traffic for any particular port, you can use give you can use a command. So now what command I'm going to give is like it will accept incoming on port 22. Okay, so port 22, we will set up rules for port 22. It will accept all incoming connection for port number 22 and for port number 80 and for port number 443. So let's start. So we'll write sudo. Okay, I'm in root, so I don't have to write sudo here. I'll write IP tables, okay, and then hyphen A. A is for adding up the rules, and then I'll write input. So input chain, this is for incoming traffic, and then I will write P, so that is protocol, and the protocol is TCP, and then I will write hyphen D port. So this is for destination port and port number 22, and then hyphen J, okay, and then accept. Okay, so now what it will do is it will accept the incoming connection for port number 22. So I'll give enter. Okay, now if I list out IP tables hyphen L and then hyphen V, give enter. Now let me maximize this. Now you can see the policy here. I mean, you can see if there is any changes. Yes, there is a change on the rule. So it will accept any TCP connection for SSH. So since SSH runs on port number 22, so SSH, it will accept any packet for SSH. Now, if I want to, if I want an incoming connection for port number 80, so I'll write IP tables here, and after that hyphen A input, and then hyphen P TCP, and then hyphen D port, and then I'll mention port number 80, and then hyphen J, and then accept. Okay, so I'll give enter. Now, if I'll check the list, now there are some changes. Now it is accepting the connection for HTTP also. Now I want to add one more, I want to add one more connection, that is, let's write IP tables, okay, and then hyphen A input, then hyphen P, protocol is TCP, hyphen D port, and then I'll mention port number 443, and then hyphen J, and then accept. Enter. So now if I'll use this for listing, enter. So now this will list out all the rule which has been set just now. Okay. So now this will accept all the incoming on port number 22, port number 80, and port number 443. SSH run on port number 22, and then HTTP on port number 80, and HTTPS on port number 443. So now what we're going to do is we're going to drop or deny incoming traffic. So for dropping or denying incoming traffic, what we're going to do, we're going to write command same IP tables, and then hyphen A, and then input hyphen P TCP D port, that is destination port, and we're going to drop port number 21 hyphen J and drop. Okay, now if I'll press enter, and then I'll list out, here you can see it has dropped FTP. So FTP, I mean 21 is FTP. So now next is dropping another port, that is port number 23. So IP tables hyphen A input hyphen P TCP, and then hyphen D port, port number 23 hyphen J, drop. So I'll press enter again. So now if I list out, then I can see here the port number 23 has been dropped. So that is telnet. Okay. So in this way, you can configure your firewall. Now, next is we're gonna reject incoming traffic. Okay. So for rejecting incoming traffic, we're gonna use IP tables hyphen E input hyphen P TCP hyphen D port number 25. So we're gonna reject port number 25 with incoming traffic, and then hyphen J reject, and then we'll press enter. So now if I list out the rules, I can see reject, so that is port number 25, which is SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Now there might be a question coming up in your mind: what is the difference between drop and reject, right? Now when you are using a drop, that means the output for the attacker will get timeout. Okay, now if you're using reject option, that means the attacker will get to see port unreachable. Okay, so these are the two difference. Now what you can do is you can do the same in the metasploit table, and then you can use this as your target machine and then try to ping accordingly, or try to send TCP connection accordingly, so that to verify whether this commands or whether this configurations are working or not. So just do the same thing in metasploit table, and then you start attacking metasploit table. Okay, so this will give you a clear picture. Now next is allowing incoming traffic for specific IP. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, for allowing connection for specific IP, we're going to write IP tables. Okay, and then we'll write hyphen A, and then input, and then hyphen S, and then after writing hyphen S, we will mention the IP address here. So you can write any of your IP address. Let's take IP address, we'll give 100. Okay, or else we can give 200. Okay, and then hyphen J accept. Okay, now if I list out, you know I'll get here accept, that is this particular IP address for all type of connection. Okay, and the source is mentioned 192.168.0.200. Now what if I want to block a specific IP address or a network IP address? Let's take, now for blocking up, we will write IP tables hyphen A, and then input, and then hyphen S, and then and then the IP address. Okay, dot 200, and then I'll write here hyphen J drop. Okay, and then I'll press enter. So if I'll list out the rules, let me write control. If I'll list out the rule, I can see here drop 192.168.0.200. Okay, now what if you want to block a specific IP range? Okay, you don't want to block an individual, a particular IP address, but what if you want to block a range of IP address? Okay, so for blocking range of IP address, you can write IP tables hyphen A input hyphen M IP range hyphen src source hyphen range, and then you have to mention the IP address. Okay, let's block from 200 to 192.168.0 dot, and then let's take it to let's say 220. Okay, and then hyphen J drop, and then enter. Okay, now if I list out the rules, you can see this has been blocked from this IP address. Okay, so the source has been blocked, like source IP address 192.168.0.200 to 220. Okay, so this is how it works. Now what if you want to block a specific MAC address? Okay, so for